we pause for a second or two. This is episode 135, 2 tunnels. For every one of us, for me, for you, we have 2 jobs, always 2 jobs. And if we would have 1 job, that would be one thing. And even if we had only the other job, that would also be one thing. But we have 2 jobs at the same time. And that's why it presents us with difficulties. One job, our most immediate job, is to face our own life, to face ourselves, me. I am one person, and I have one life. And this job, this first job, is to get to know myself, be who I am, and do my best. Our second job is that we are not alone. We are many people. We are a family. We are a group. We are a tribe. We are a people. And this job is to do this thing together. That I am me because you are you. And you are you because I am me. And also that me plus you, 1 plus 1, can equal 3. But me plus you, 1 plus 1, can also equal less than 2. And this is our second job. Today's episode is called 2 tunnels. And the Polaroid for today's episode is long-term goal coherence. This is our main goal for pausing. coherence is the concept, the term we are using to denote this greater goal of ours. And today we will talk about how this greater goal of coherence lines up with our two jobs. Us being one person with one life, but at the same time being many people, being a group. So, talking about these two tunnels, the two tunnels is one of the difficulties presented to us since we have two jobs and not only one. The first tunnel is concerned with our first job, our personal life, our individual one life. And the tunnel is both a feeling, a situation, and an emotional place. We all have this personal tunnel. What this personal tunnel is varies from person to person. It's not one and the same thing for all of us. For me, it's one thing. For you, it might be another thing. But we both have one personal tunnel each. And this tunnel, most of the time in our lives, we are far away from this tunnel. We are not in this tunnel, this emotional tunnel. But sometimes we approach it, we get closer to the entrance of the tunnel. And our tunnel, our personal tunnel, our first tunnel, is that thing in our life, that one area that we cannot seem to pass through. We all have one thing, one activity, one area, one sometimes person, something that once we start getting close to it, once we start approaching the start of the tunnel, we can feel physically, emotionally, just as when we go fast in a car and we enter a tunnel, we feel how our ears push. We can feel how the walls push our ears in. And we can feel that we get dizzy. And our spatial awareness becomes clouded, foggy. Our heart can start racing. It feels like panic. Our vision gets blurry. We might see stars or this white noise thing. Our thoughts go crazy. and we find ourselves inside our personal tunnel. We all have something or someone that when we approach them, we can feel this tunnel sensation, this cave sensation. And at its heart, it all just feels impossible. It feels like dying. This is our first tunnel, and most of us spend all our lives avoiding this tunnel at all costs. We might have experienced it once or twice, maybe 3 times, but never again. We just design our whole life so as to avoid this one thing, this one person, this one situation. We avoid our personal tunnel. And most of the time this is fine. We can go through, in one sense, we can go through life avoiding our personal tunnel. But then we have another job. We have a second job. And with this second job, being part of a group, being part of a family, a tribe, a people, then comes another tunnel. Our second tunnel. Our second tunnel is when all of us in our group, family, tribe, people, when all of us enter the same tunnel at the same time. The most recent example, when we all entered our tunnel at the same time, our second tunnel, was with COVID. At that time we approached the tunnel and entered a bit inside our second tunnel. The last time humanity entered this second tunnel all the way through was during the World War II. Then we all entered this second tunnel all the way through and made it all the way to the other side. And the point we are making today is that in the years from 1946 up until about now, we have been able to avoid our personal tunnel. We have been able to not pay any attention to our first personal tunnel because we have never been confronted with our second collective tunnel. However, there is tension in the air right now. There is deep, massive tension, collective tension throughout our Western world. And this tension is how it feels once we are approaching our second tunnel. And the second tunnel is coming. And how that second tunnel will turn out for me, for you, is about how we have approached our first tunnel, our personal tunnel. So if I have not approached my personal tunnel at all, if I have not entered it, and if I have not made it through my personal tunnel, then come the second collective tunnel, my first tunnel will add on top, or like a second dimension, a second layer on top. And then, once our collective tunnel is here, unavoidably here, then I will have two tunnels at the same time. And then I will lose all control. I will no longer recognize myself. I will lose myself and become not someone, but something. That is just fact. The two tunnels are, in their essence, what makes us feel alive. The closer we are to our two tunnels, the more alive we feel. Miserable, perhaps. Painful, perhaps. Confused, perhaps. But alive. And our first tunnel, our personal tunnel, we can choose ourselves when we want to approach to more or less degree. It is the aliveness that we may choose, that we have some sense of control over when and how. Our first personal tunnel is how we wish to be as a person. And then our second tunnel, our collective tunnel as a family, as a group, as a tribe, as a people. This one will just come one day. It is completely out of our control. it has its own timeline, and it does not care about our personal timeline. So, yes, our first personal tunnel might feel overwhelming and very difficult, but at least there is some sense of control on our part. The second tunnel is colder, impersonal. It is like a wind, like a great wind, invisible but unyielding. And we will move through that second tunnel, whether we like it or not. But how we move through it depends on if we have gone through our first personal tunnel or not. And every time we become aware of the tension in the air, the collective tension, that is a cue for us to think about our first tunnel. And if we have moved through our first tunnel, the aliveness that comes from it is what we can make use of come the second tunnel. Aliveness is the key. And it is this aliveness that gives us coherence, that gives us a sense of that our first and second job is one and the same. Aliveness is what joins them. That is coherence, and that is our long-term goal. That is our greater goal. Aliveness, coherence, our first job and our second job. Our first controllable to some degree tunnel, and our second unavoidable group tunnel. This is coherence, the joining of the two. That's it for today. Thank you.